Today we're going to talk about using base 10 blocks to model adding, subtracting, dividing, and multiplying with decimals. So what you need to recognize is that you're going to have to change your unit. So I put up a little diagram already where you can see that a flat is going to be 1, and then a long will be 1/10, and a little square will be 1/100th. What we're going to do is we're going to model 107 plus 1.19. So we're going to have to get out a couple flats. So there's our 1, and then you can model 0.07. We'll have to get 7 of these. And then we're going to have to show the 1.19, which means that we're going to have to use a flat, a long, and 9 of the little cubes. Now that you can see that we have both of the equation, here we have 1.07 and here we have 1.19, or 1 and 19, and so we have to show what they are together, which means we just add them like we would normal. So we're going to have 2 flats, and then we're actually going to have what looks like, here we have 7, so let's just do 8, 9, 10, which means we have 2 longs, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces left. So we can just take those over. Alright, so we can see how you have to regroup sometimes, which means that if we have enough of the little squares to make a long, we have to make a long. If we have enough longs to make a flat, we can make a flat. So we can see here that our answer will be 2.26. Now I'm going to talk about subtracting with base blocks with decimals. And our problem is going to be 3.08 minus 2.39. So what we are going to do is you're going to show your bigger number, or the one on top, and you're going to put that out. So it's going to be using the same unit here as flats as our whole. We're going to use 3 flats and 8 small units. In order to minus the 9 units, we only have 8, so we're obviously going to have to break up one of our flats. So now that we have that broken up, we're going to have to take away 9. So if we broke that up, we could take away 9. From here, we're going to have to take away 3 of our longs, and you can see that run here. And we know that a long is 1/10, and that's what that 3 is. That's what place that 3 is in. So we're going to take away those. And then we are going to have to take away 2 flats. So we're going to have to take these big old guys away. And you'll see that what we're left is 6 longs and 9 units, which is 0.69, because these little guys here are not units, they are little squares, and they are 1/100. So each one is 1/100. So we have 9 1/100ths, or 9 hundredths, and we have this here, which is 6/10. Okay, so now we are to multiplying using base blocks with decimals. The problem that I'm going to do is 2.7 times 1.5. Show our multiplication sign there. When multiplying with base 10 blocks with decimals, it's really important to remember that you have to change your unit. Because if you use a flat as your unit, you're just going to have way too many flats, and then you're going to have to use the cubes here, and that's just not going to be helpful. It's going to be too much to do. You're going to have a lot of base 10 blocks if you're going to be able to do that. So what we need to make our unit is a long. So this long here is going to be what is our 1. So this will equal 1, which makes this 1/10. So we know that this is going to be 1/10. Making this what? Yes, that's right, 1/100th. Or I'm sorry, 1 whole, 1 unit. So we'll know that will be equal 1. How you're going to want to do this is you're going to do an area model of multiplication. And what that is area is length times width. So we're just going to set it up so we are doing length times width. I personally like to draw this little grid line here because I put what I'm multiplying by on the outside of it right up here so I don't get confused with adding it into my whole when I'm regrouping and doing things like that. It doesn't confuse me. As you can see here, I've got my 2 and my 7, and here I have my 1 and my 5. And how this works is you're going to multiply it out. So just like you would an area model. So here you have a long times a long, which of course is going to be a flat. So you're going to get a flat right there. You're going to get one of those guys. And then here you're going to get another flat. And then here, what you have is you have units times a long. Do you see that? A long here, and a little guy, a little square, not a unit, I'm sorry, a little square here. So what that's going to make you have is you're going to have a long. So you'll have to multiply those out. As you can see, I had to change my method here a little bit, but we multiplied this out. Along by a long is a flat, along by a long is a flat, and then you get along by a square, which is a long. So I did all of that, and then when you do a square by square, it's a little one. So now what you do from here is you have to regroup. So obviously you have 2 flats. Here you have 5 longs, and here you have 5 longs. So that is going to make a flat for you. And then here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 longs. But here you have enough to make a long. And here you have enough to make a long. So you would do that there. And then you can see how here you're going to have to do the same. So you can see that I slashed off what would add up to be a long, and then I had enough longs to make a whole flat. And so we have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 100ths. So it is 4.5 100ths, which would be like this. And that is how you do the multiplication method. Okay, so what's going on with the division method is you are saying 0.6 goes into 2.4 how many times? And really what you're finding is you're going to find the area of a rectangle. And so what's happening here is 0.6 is your side length, which means you already have that. And so we're just going to find out how many times 0.6 goes into 2.4. So what happens is you're starting off with deciding your unit. Our unit now is going to be a flat. We're going to have a flat as our unit again, which means that we have 2 flats and 4 longs. Well, we know that we can't make a rectangle with this as much as we would like to. This isn't really going to be a rectangle of equal lengths because we need our side length here, right here to be that 0.6. So we need to make our side 0.6. So we're going to have to break these up. So what I did here was I made my side that 0.6, and then I put them in groups of 0.6, and then you can see how I'm making my rectangle right here, and I know that it's going to be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 long, so I know my answer is actually, oops, 4, because we're trying to find that side length. So that's what we're doing when we're dividing.